Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then a double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
Good morning, all morning. How are we doing? Sort some of this out. I'm showing the Discord, that's not very good. All right. Let me get the chat sorted. Let's get chat. So we can see chat. Turn down the music a bit. Morning, morning. I'll let a few more people come in. Nice. All right. Let's have a look what we have here on GJ. So, bullish day, bullish day. Yes, it is. End of story. Yeah, end of story. I don't need any more analysis. Bullish day. Ugh, look at all these drawings. There's way too much drawings. Let's go clean this. I'll keep this one here. Add all those. Let's have a look. So daily obviously bullish here. You can see we closed above the range, which is pretty important, guys, that we closed above the range here. You know, that means we could easily see some heavy upside. 164 is not out of the picture here, right? There's not much structure we have in here, so we need to mark it up as we go along. I mean, when's the next area that I marked? Probably is around 164, right? 164, 165. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, so this is going to be our next zones here, which are going to be like that. And really, we just have upside continuation here, right? So we reject it here. Let's have a look at 4 hour, what 4 hour is saying. This we can move to here like this. But we already know there's already a line there, which is the daily flip. So this daily flip line is also going to be the 4 hour resistance. This is going to be our 4 hour support now. So we put this 4S. This is our range high. I don't know if I want to include it. Let me see what it's doing on lower time frames. Yeah, we'll just move it up like this. And we know that this is our current resistance here. If we push up, we have a 30-minute resistance here, like so. If we push up, what do we have here? So that's an interesting rejection wick here. We can mark that. I don't think it'll be relevant to just yet, because we have to trade above there anyways, but we'll keep it on the chart. We'll see all of these lines from yesterday will not be relevant anymore. So we can start to remove this. We can make this our 4 hour support like this. And this is how you clean up your charts, right? And then we'll go in the 1 hour. So you guys are seeing me just clean my charts up now. This resistance here, you can leave. This 4 hour resistance, you can also leave. Do I want to leave it? Yeah, why not? So today we have some heavy news, which I'm going to cover now in a bit. I just want to mark my charts. Yeah, if we start breaking down, we can start marking, but this is where we're concentrating at the moment. And so this is our zone here where we need to be concentrating. Yeah, that's a pretty easy zone. So yeah, let's cover the news now. Let's have a look at the news. That's going to be number 1. So if we go here to calendar and we go to today, which is Wednesday, they don't have it on here, which is really actually no, it's right here. CPI, right? Basically inflation. What is going to be the inflation for the UK? And this is a real important. UK inflation, last one came back at last one came at 10.5. They're expecting a 0.2 decrease in inflation, which is going to be very important. If we don't see this decrease, if we see it come back 0.5, same as 10.5, or we see it come as matched, we will see pound probably go up. Why will we see pound go up? Because that means that if we see higher inflation, means that they're going to be doing more interest rates, and the higher the interest rates means that they will basically, the pound will get stronger from higher interest rates, because the higher the interest rates, the more profit they're able to generate. But in saying that, this is where a lot of people get wrong and try to trade the news. What will happen is that investors will see pound as a negative, right? They'll see that pound and the economy in England is negatively being impacted because the inflation is still going higher. So we might see a sell-off in pound, and we might see GJ drop, even though the news will come out positive. And even with negative news, we might even still see a drop in the pound, which is kind of what I'm expecting here. I know it makes sense to head up from here, but this could be one big liquidity grab to see a pullback on the pound. We used to see it happen earlier. Now, don't trade based off this. This is pure speculation, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a 100 pip drop towards the downside before continuing up here. But remember, every single news move will just retrace and then continue the trend, right? So a news move is just that. It's just a news move, and we'll retrace and continue the trend. But as for structure here on the charts, we'll have to wait and see. News will be in 40 minutes here, 45 minutes ish. And what we have now is we found a resistance here. Our range going up from here to here is 10 pips, and till the next high 26 pips. So we have a total range of 34 pips. So on the 30-minute it is a lot cleaner. So 30-minute range here is around 12 pips to here, and then around 25 pips to the 4-hour resistance. So pulling back here would be nice. We have to see what news does. As for positions before the news, we need something to happen in the next 15 minutes or so to be able, and I rather see some sort of pullback, some sort of support form, strong support to give us volume to get up into these highs, and that would be ideal, right? And that would be what we would want to happen. As for news, if we're lucky enough that this is news being priced in already, and basically news does nothing, just gives us a wick up and down, something like this, kind of like what CPI did, and then we get the continuation into the day, that will also be good. I will not recommend trading this news. It is very difficult to say exactly what news would do. I mean, there's a high probability that we have a drop from here, but at the same time, it's very hard to say. We could even just pump up super, super heavy, right? So if I look at previous news, right? Let's have a look at events. Remove this. We go back to when we had that super duper pump, right? I need to double check, remind myself what news that was. So this news here was inflation rate, right? So this is the same news. We went up last time, right? But the difference this time is that, and what's very interesting is where we're trading. We're trading basically at the highs of where inflation rate was last time. So the last inflation rate, we had a massive pump here, huge pump in the last inflation rate. So yeah, definitely very, very interesting to see the same time, right? And it came out 10.5 as expected, with inflation going down, and instead of inflation going down and they take it negatively, we saw it taken positively on the charts. But look what happens. We basically retraced the whole news and then continued the trend properly after this news move. So will we see something similar? Well, the difference is this is after a downside move, and now we're on an upside move. So it's a very tough thing to predict at the moment, and this is why you don't predict news, right? So what can I expect? I mean, do I expect one of those candles moving towards the upside? It's possible. Definitely is possible, especially with this daily close. If you look at this daily close, as we break this high, there should be a big option towards the upside. Is it possible to trade news today? Maybe, if you are having a really, really good month, but I wouldn't really recommend it, to be honest. There'll be a lot more opportunities to take positions after news, and definitely into the coming week, right? So no rush for that. Just be patient. And I mean, yeah, that's basically GJ. Pretty simple analysis. Obviously bullish. We need to see what happens with news, right? So apart from that, let's have a look at gold, because gold had CPI news yesterday. Oh wow, that's very messy. Very, very messy here. What is all my drawings, man? Alright, so we have this 1886. You know what? I'm gonna remove everything. I want to start fresh here on gold. So let me start here fresh on gold. Alright, so let's start on the daily time frame here. Daily is closing bearish. Let me remove these. We had CPI yesterday. CPI did nothing. It closed as a doji here, and then we got the wick fill and continuing down in this downtrend. Normally if we see news, it will only affect, like, you know, it will happen at the time, like literally 10 seconds, 10-15 seconds is the news move, right? But the problem is that the news is what sets us up, right? It gives us different market positionings, or it will be retraced like we saw before. But basically yesterday's news did nothing. Everything was bearish. We were expecting downside on gold. All it did is wick down, wick up, and then continued the downside. So looking at daily here, we're bearish. We have this daily support down here, which is a potential target for this week. So I do think that if we do continue to drive down this week and break this daily low, our target will be 1832 here. Apart from that, on the 4-hour time frame here, we have a 4-hour resistance up here, and we have a 4-hour support right here, like this, which we close below. So this is your 4-hour range. So it's just to mark this on the chart just to see what's going on. And if we scroll back, yeah, I want to watch this zone here. We have a clean candle into this zone. Let's see the 1 hour. Yeah, let's just mark a line like this. Well, this is 1 hour support here. 1 hour support, and then your next support will be somewhere in here. So that's why we're rejecting right now. So that's why you can see how that makes sense around the 1843 level here. And for gold, selling the lows here is going to be very, very difficult. I think you need pullbacks to continue, or you need breakdowns to continue like this. I've seen it a lot of times in London session. When we have lows, we pull back, lows, pull back. So especially now coming into London, we could see this pullback heavy. So we need to be very, very careful here. I would not recommend selling right at this point. I would recommend waiting for more structure. You have to understand we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, no pullbacks, right? So not the best place to sell. And you can see how the momentum compared to this is the moves you want to be in. You want to be in a move like this. Easy, you know, high volume, boom, pushes point to point, point to point. Not this low volume, slow moving, you know, potential to do boom, this. So yeah, that's gold. Gold is pretty simple. We are bearish, but we need to wait for more structure. Going back to GJ, it's breaking down here. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. That's basically my analysis. Pretty simple. Pretty simple analysis. We'll have a look at Bitcoin as well. Add that. So daily on Bitcoin here created a support, which is quite interesting to see here. 4 hour as well is creating a support after CPI. So with the daily creating support, we have to understand that Bitcoin loves to play between wicks. You see, it loves to tap these wicks and then continue. This also is tapping into this kind of wick zone here, right? So until we break the daily high, continuation might not be 100%. We need to wait until at least this daily candle flips, and then you have the target of this wick, basically. And then when it breaks the highs, when we have more confirmation. But let's see if we have more information on the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, we obviously created a resistance here. So closing above that resistance will be the easiest shot to give you buys, but you don't really want to buy the highs on Bitcoin. You want to buy to the highs. So if we're looking at 1 hour time frame now, let's have a look at 30-minute time frame. If you wait for some small pullbacks here to continue up, it's a possibility here. It's a possibility, but we need some volume in the market. It's been ranging quite a bit here. Yeah, so if we wait here for this 15-minute at this resistance, if it closes above this resistance, you probably have a shot up to here. I think that's one option. Or you wait this to pull back to here, create support, and try to retest this high. I think those are your options on Bitcoin right now. But sells don't make sense until we're closing below, back into the range, essentially. I think, you know, back into this range. If we close below here, yeah, you can expect sells. Today's news is gonna have big impact. I don't know how big it will move the chart, but just to show you, yeah, just to show you, look what happened. This is last time GBP CPI, right? That's GBP CPI, this move here. So obviously we can expect some sort of move today, whether it's upside to downside. We discussed it in the beginning of the stream, reasons and the differences between this time and last time. This time we were trading from lows to highs, and this time we're trading at highs. So maybe we get a pullback and then continue. Definitely possible, right? And that's what I'm kind of populating. Do I invest in altcoins? No, I stick to the major. I used to invest in altcoins, but only short-term investing, just like flips. Back in the day when they used to do, you know, 3-4x in minutes, 3-4x in hours. I used to play around with them, but I was mainly heavily invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's where I mainly was invested. Very hard to say, man. That's like trying to predict, you know, the tops and bottoms. How can you? If I was able to tell you what news will do, then I'd be very rich, right? I would just put a 50 lot on the news move and trade it, and then quit trading. But it's not that easy. From the information I personally expect, and don't trade off this. If you trade off this and you lose money, you deserve to lose money, because this is pure speculation. But after this move, I think we're already priced in CPI. This is CPI being priced in, and I don't see why we either don't see just a wick to the upside, downside, and then continue up, or we will see basically a heavy move down, right? That's what I expect. A heavy move up, it's hard for me to believe, but it makes sense based on this daily close. But if we do break the daily high, I do expect that heavy move to continue up, you know? Exactly, yeah. You know, this is very different than last CPI. Last CPI, we were trading from lows to highs. Now we're at highs. So will this give us a pullback to continue? Is it already priced in? If it's already priced in, which it looks like it is, then we might not even have a heavy move, you know? Yeah, this is the same as what happened yesterday, basically. But yesterday was less of impactful news. But the power of yesterday is exactly the move we took. If you guys check the Discord, yeah, I'll check GC in a minute. If you guys check the Discord, you'll see I have stream trades. And yesterday we discussed about buys. Why sells would be tough until we break the 4-hour low. I was showing you yesterday. Remember, guys, yesterday I was showing when the 4-hour low is respected, we get this move. You can see this happen a lot on the charts, right? Look at this. 4-hour low respected, we get the same move. This is the same move here as it happened here, right? When the 4-hour low is broken, we have downside. Same thing here. 4-hour low broken, we have downside. But at the same thing here, when this low is respected, we have upside moves. When, well, this one was different. It's not really a pullback, but here, low respected, one candle reverses the move. Same thing here, right? So now we're respecting the low, no downside till we continue respecting the low, right? And this daily close is the biggest information on the charts here, this daily close. Even though, guys, even though the daily closed above here, that doesn't mean we can't pull back on a daily time frame, still respect these lows, pull back to 16500, and then continue up bullish. Let me have a look at your pair you want to see. I don't even have it on here. GBP, JPY, GBP, AUD. GBP CAD. Looks more bearish. Oh, that's the weekly. Okay, never mind. So daily already tapped target. Daily is looking like a rejection. 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, if your 4 hours start breaking below this low, maybe there's an option to sell. 1 hour, yeah, you need to get below this range. This is a tough pair to trade. I wouldn't recommend trading this pair. Very inconsistent. GBP CAD is looking more bearish than GJ. All right, type in chat what you're expecting for news. Let's see what you guys are expecting for news. Want to see what you guys are thinking for news. US 30? Okay, I'll have a look at US 30, no problem, since we're waiting. While you guys type in chat what you're expecting for news. US 30, see what it did after CPI. So weekly still respecting this zone. We are kind of in a range. Oh, dirty range here on US 30. 4 hour time frame is looking like we are ranging. So we rejected the highs here. 1 hour. Yeah, some easy sells yesterday from the top of the range here. Once you see this move and price fails to close outside the range and close back into the range, easy sells. Retrace even more sells here. Now I think the sells are kind of done. You need to wait for more structure here. Definitely very low volume here. Nothing's really happening, right? Nothing's happening at all. Very, very low. Yeah, very low volume. But yeah, just wait for more structure in NY. If you come to the bottom of the range here, there's maybe possibility to take buys when you see the change of structure. Deep pullback to 161 and we go up. Let's have a look. 161. I think if we pull back, we'll pull back deeper. I think if we pull back, we'll probably pull back to 159,800 or 160. Right? This is what news does. News pulls back deep. Yeah, nice, man. Yep. It should kick in. We will see. We shall see. I mean, it's dumb to sell right here. It's okay to sell from the top of the range. That would have made sense. This option here was a very easy option right here. I mean, on US 30, I prefer to trade lower time frame, but this was a very easy. Closing below this support, stops above here. You can hold that. Yeah, we will see a heavy move if we're gonna break down. Personally, I don't know what I really want to see. Do I want to... I don't mind us doing nothing, because then that gives us a good option to get back outside of this range, and we can trade some easy options for this session. Right? We can go hard in this session. Holding from 34,264. Oh yeah, you're definitely fine, man. 34,264. Yeah, that's definitely fine. Up here. Yeah, there's no reason you can secure a little. It's always good to secure some profits and leave the rest to run, you know? You don't go broke taking profits, am I right? We have 15 days to try get this stream to 100 viewers. I wonder if we can do it. Wonder if we can do it. We're pretty far. It's not looking good. But it's all good, man. You guys are, at least you guys are benefiting from this. 100%. We trade a bit different, but I'm sure we as you can see, we have the same ideas. And that's what you find with a lot of traders, is that traders trade a bit different, but you should have the same idea. If a trader is looking at something completely different than most people, that's just like BS most of the time. You know, he's just trying to be different and try to be smarter than the market. If you try to be smarter than the market, then you're gonna basically fail. Yeah, lower time frame, low breaks, you know, lower time frame on US 30 is kind of important, but you have to understand your higher time frame as well. Because US 30 moves pretty fast, so you want to be up in that 5 minute, you know, sometimes even 1 minute, but only for entries, not for your analysis. So I don't know, it's getting a bit close to news if we were to take positions, but if this closed above here, 6 pips, and you could rely on this structure holding, it's been rejecting here all morning. So if it closed above here, you could take buys to retest these highs, which is what I would look for, but it's very, very close to news, and it's not obviously not closing above. Any news gamblers here? Yeah, let's see. If you want to gamble with your news, that's your choice. I mean, this is gonna be, you're either gonna blow your whole account on this news, everything. You're gonna blow everything, or you're gonna get it right and you be lucky. But if you're lucky and you win during this news, this is what's gonna be known as bad profits. This is gonna be a bad profit. This is gonna be something that you can't replicate often in the future, right? And if you can't replicate it in the future, it's useless. It's just like winning a jackpot. You know, you get a lucky jackpot and then you end up losing it anyways later. And this is what you find people who win money quickly, is they always lose it because they can't replicate it. Once you spend it, it's gone. Once you use it, once you go back to your bad trading habits, you're just going to lose that money that you made anyways, but now you're just going to not be losing personal money. And it gives false confidence. You get this confidence that what you're doing is good and you're a good trader, and you go risk more per trade and just end up losing everything anyways. Right? So it's basically useless. You just lose everything. Been studying higher time frame and notice whenever there's a 4 hour is a bit bearish and it keeps on dumping, and vice versa. I only trade, that's why I'll be looking at. Yeah, it makes sense. Once you find something that you notice happens regularly in the charts, backtest it. There's a lot of backtesting softwares. I have backtesting videos. You can go test it and get information on it, right? You can see like this. Like this is information on all stuff that I look at on the charts to be able to trade accurately when I'm trading here, you know? News is for liquidity, in my opinion. Just go with the structure and they push the money in the market. Yeah, it is mostly for liquidity. And normally it gives us either better price points or gives us different entries, right? 100%. What you just wrote there was exactly what I like to hear. Focus on the small wins. Not necessarily needs to be very, very small. You can make 2 to 3 times a week. Did you see what he said? 2 to 3 times a week. He didn't say 2 to 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a week. And long term, trust me, guys, that is all you need. If you can get 3 good wins a week, you're set up. Trust me, you don't have to. I know some of you might be trading small lot sizes now, but with time that grows. Trust me, that grows, and you'll be able, in 2 to 3 trades a week, if you take 2 to 3 good trades a week, that's enough, right? If you're making $5,000 a week, that's enough. If you're making $2,000 a week, it's enough. Trust me. Don't get fooled by what you see online. Some people online, most of them are faking it, and the ones that are super good at trading, and maybe they're not faking it, but most of them are. But there are a few who don't. Those who are making 10,000, 20,000 per week, they're a very small percentage, and they don't tell you how much they've lost in the past or how long their journey has been. Because I can assure you, they've been trading more than 5 years, right? More than 6 years. And sometimes more than 10 years. There's like these, if you look at these professional, no matter what career you look at, but there's some professionals, right? You can look at their careers, and at 23, they're successful, very successful at their careers by 23. From outside looking in, you're like, man, at 23, he's successful. I'm just getting started or whatever. It's like, why is this not working for me? How come he's successful at 23? First of all, you have to understand how many people are not successful, and he's one of the successful out of the many non-successful. That's step number one. Step number two is his journey started when he was 15. But no one understands that, right? No one looks that his journey started when he was 15, and he's almost been doing this for 10 years. So 10 years later is when things started to work out. But people start at 21, 22, and by 23, they're like, oh, why am I not successful? It's been a year, it's been 2 years. This is really a long game. No matter what you do, business, whatever, success is a long game. You need to give it time. You really need to give it time. And don't worry, what happens now does not dictate how you'll act in the future. Now, if you take $100 loss, maybe it might be like, oh my God, $100. Like, what am I doing? I'm just here wasting money. Where in the future, $100 will be your commission. It's like that, and your break-even trade will be $100. Like 2 years ago, the trades that I used to win is now my break-even trade. Just to cover my commissions on my lot sizes now, 2 years ago is how much I used to win on trades. It's crazy. The best plan I ever did was one trade a day, one pair only, or index with the opposite presents itself. USB. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's very easy to trade a range, right? When it does is buy the bottom and sell the top. People get messed up in a range when they try to catch the breakout, or they try to trade in the middle of the range. All right, so we're getting close to news here, around 15 minutes to news, and we're seeing this candle push here. Now, if we didn't have any news, I would have hoped this candle closed somewhere around here like this. And yeah, exactly where that is, and our target up here. I have stop loss below here, and that would have been my trade. But this is closing a very, very deeply here, and it's right next to resistance. So if it was here, I would give it a chance. But we have news, and we have a lot of now we're basically closing at resistance, so I rather not take it at resistance, right? And 15 minutes doesn't give me enough time to manage the trade, because with news you want to be deep in profits, because a news move like what we saw here, if you guys looked at this news move that we had, where was it? This one? This was a 1 minute candle here. This was a 1 minute candle. So this is, if you're in the wrong side of the position, this is going to slip your stops, right? This is definitely going to slip your stop. But one thing I will say is, if in news we end up going up first, if we go up first and then down, I expect, if we go up first, I expect us to go heavy down. If we go down first, we might see an upside. Yeah, exactly. It takes time. You'll keep constantly change and adjust and progress, and eventually you get into a rhythm that's super, super good. Breakouts as for smashing SLs. Easy money for the beginners. That's why I only trade the second time it breaks the zone. Yeah, that's a smart way. With breakouts, you need volume. On Forex pairs, a little bit different. You can take breakouts, but you need volume. All right, so we have this close here. Not really much information on this close. We're closing at resistance. So it's not really, even if this was not news, I probably would not be taking this trade right now because we're too close to resistance. The idea of me taking the trade from somewhere here, if we closed above here like this, is to trade to this point. This is where I would have wanted price to get to see what happens. If we start rejecting quickly and don't hold and do this, I can close at basically break even or maybe -1 pip. And -1 pip is not going to do much, right? You can make that back very, very quickly. So that would have been the idea. But the idea is we get to here and continue, right? Because you expect volume to continue the push, continue the trend. And you expect this area that has been respected all morning to continue to be respected, right? And even if you're holding the trade past here, you don't have to worry about, even if it comes back here to create support to go up, you're in positions from here. So you could, it's easy to, you know, you're not going to be in a loss. You can manage anything closing back in here. You can just close the trade. So now if there was no news, I would probably be waiting for this 30-minute to close above and take it like that, basically, you know. And then you would manage the same way if you were not in the position, right? Anything closing back in here, you would close for a very, very small loss. Since I stick to one rule that I actually learned from you, Harry, I see big improvements in my trading. Nah, that's great, man. Sticking to rules that work is the best way to improve in trading, 100%. Alright, gold is breaking down here. No one told me about gold. Looks like no one's watching gold. Yeah, it's still tough to trade, guys. I mean, now we're below this zone. This is good because now that we've closed below this zone, you can wait for pullbacks to continue down. That's the option on gold now. So gold actually becomes very, very easy now. Now that we have this closure, I rather see the hour finish off in here in 12 minutes only for the hour to close. You wait for pullbacks to continue down. And yeah, you can probably continue down to 1835. Maybe this becomes a problem this week here, but I don't think so. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Just go to the toilet. If you're new to the channel in the stream, welcome to the channel. There's a lot of information. This channel is not only live streaming now, but I originally created it. It's like basically like a course. So if you actually check out the videos, not the live streams, but the videos, you'll find a lot of useful information. And if you end up liking the videos, then you can also subscribe to the channel if that's what you fancy doing. If you don't want to, it's your choice. But I'm telling you, you're missing out, missing out. That's a free plug for myself. Where are we all from in the chat? Let's see where we're all from in the chat. I'm interested. Are we global? Are we regional? Are we... Let's have a look. Jamaica, that's cool. 30 minutes away. Italy, that's nice. Romania, nice. Thailand. XMJ is in Dubai. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm in Dubai, man. You in the Telegram group? Should join the Telegram or the Discord or something. Canada. I know who that is. I know who that is. What if a candle closes above the resistance? Yeah, 100%, man. Bonjour de Paris. Hello. Polish but live in Thailand. I know that. If the candle closes above the resistance, I would want to take a trade. But you have news. By the time the candle does close above the resistance, you have news. So we can't take it. Otherwise, we risk losing a whole account. If you're risking $1,000 on this trade and that slips your stop by 20, 30 pips, you end up losing like $5,000 and potentially $10,000. It's not fun. Losing $10,000 is not something I really want to do. That's my homeboy over here. Yes, sir. XMJ, join the Telegram. They're trying to plan a Dubai meetup. you can join if you want. I know where Ajman is, for sure. It's a risky trade, yeah, it is, but it does make sense. I would want to take it normally, you know? If there was no news and we were on stream and this closed above in 6 minutes, yeah, okay, fine. On stream, I would take this trade here, like that. I would probably, how big is this stop? 22 pips, yeah. I'd probably keep 22 pips stop, a little bit wider. Even this 5-minute candle here, with this volume, you can expect to push out. But it didn't close. 40 seconds to close. It's tempting, guys, but this is where you have to have discipline in trading, you know? Be patient. Be patient. You haven't missed a move. If you lose this move, you're going to be pissed off. Oh, why did I trade with news? You know? Don't do that. Don't do that. I know it's tempting, guys, but be disciplined. Yesterday we had great buys. The day before we had buys. I mean, you know, you don't really have to trade today if you don't want to. I mean, look at the buys we had yesterday. Great buys. From here we took buys. Boom, all the way up to here. You know, it was easy. Now today we're back to here. The day before you also had huge opportunity to buy. Buys up here, buys here. Buys here. Buys above here. 5 minutes. Looks like Demo Jod. How do you even say it? Demo Jod. Looks like Demo Jod is gambling in the news, huh? Don't lie. If you blow your account, don't tell me. Don't come in the chat. I don't want to see the DM. Hey man, I was watching a stream and you remember me from the stream? You know, a little bit sad, but unfortunately the news slipped me and I lost my money. I don't want to see that DM, man. By accident, I pressed sell, man. By accident. Only jokes, man. Only jokes. Don't worry. Only jokes. I'm waiting. They're quiet. They're not in the chat today, the degenerate gamblers. I'm waiting for them. Come on, show up in the chat. Sell them 5 lots, sells and buys. Yes. Sell them 5 lots, sell them 10 lots and buys and sells. If we are gonna like have a heavy move up of like 100 pips plus, probably at the break of this daily high here. Boom. That will give you quick 30 pips maybe. One account you had buys and the other accounts you had sells? Was that your plan? Two minutes. Let's see. It does work, but the problem you end up break even because one of them is bound to lose. Alright, we'll watch this on 5 minute. I don't know if I should zoom out, zoom in. We'll watch it like this. We'll watch it on 5 minutes. News, I think... listen, if we break the daily high, I think we see a big push up. If news pushes down first, we're going to see an upside move. If we move up first and then come down, we're going to see a downside move. I don't know. I kind of feel like we're going to dump from here. I'm probably going to be wrong. And that's why I don't trade news. But I think probably we would see a dump from here. Oh, good man, in time for news. Well, here's news. So here's the upside move first. Nothing heavy yet. Nothing heavy. Relaxed move. What did news come out? Nothing yet. Let's see. Let's relax. Was I right in saying that it was priced in? Let's see. Need to give it a minute. 1 minute candle. Maybe some random volume comes. If news pushes down, are you planning to long on a reversal back up? Probably not to catch the news. I'll probably wait for a little bit more information. But yeah, if we get a heavy push down, I don't mind longing to catch the reversal up, but not immediately. Not immediately. Kind of scared. Why scared? Nothing happened. Oh, here's the move down. Okay. Yep, this is it. There we go. Alright, how deep do we go now? That's the question. How deep do we go? That's what I'm interested in. How deep do we go on news? Maybe that's gonna be it. So the question is, do we start pushing up heavy now? Is this the liquidity grab to the downside and now we start pushing up heavy? I don't see why it doesn't tap this zone here first. Let's see. Yeah, not a crazy move here. Let's wait a little bit before checking news. I don't want to miss something. 10.1. Thanks, man. Yeah, so it's good news, essentially, right? So the inflation has gone down, which is good. Means that the interest rates are working. That means that essentially that what they're doing is fine, so they can expect less interest rates. So this was the pricing in of that. This whole move we saw to the upside. This whole move we saw on GJ towards the upside was them already expecting that news is going to be better. So personally for me, what I understand is that this is just going to be a pullback if anything. And there's nothing that confirms we're completely bearish. I would like to see this push down because this will give us more opportunity for buys, right? But yeah, nothing crazy on the news now. You know, not a very heavy move, which is good to see because if we had a super heavy move, then that would be a bit annoying because we have to wait, right? We have to wait for structure. Yeah, this is not the best popcorn news, but you know, it's better than nothing. 10.1. So it came back better than expected. But I think they already priced that in. This whole move up was that being priced in. We priced it in, and now the news comes and everyone's like, okay, yep, that's over. Start closing positions, start taking profits on the news. There were people expecting to get more of a move. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. It would be quite nice to see a pullback. Maybe down to 161. Yeah, 161 pullback would be quite nice. Because it would give us more opportunity for upside. Or you either want to see a deep pullback or for us to remain in this range here. That's what's ideal. So what has this changed? Did it affect gold? Yeah, see, gold now is giving you the pullback. The 1 hour candle did close. Oof, barely below, guys. Barely below. Be very careful here. Barely below. But it did close below, right? So if you close below this support, you maybe have some sells here. As for GJ, pulling back here is quite nice. So the plan for GJ is, I don't, by now we should have had a heavy push. If we respect this zone here and can create some sort of support here on a 15-minute or something, we can buy back up to here, right? And those can be buys coming into London. So that would be the plan on GJ here. If we push back down past the support, we have to wait to get more buys. Any thoughts on Bitcoin? Yeah, we covered Bitcoin in the beginning of the stream. If you want to rewind, basically, we were looking for, we understood that we have potential upside on this 15-minute. Any 15-minute closing above here, we can see some upside. If this closes at support here, this 15-minute here closes at support, you can look to trade up to this high and potentially continue. Your ass got kicked on GBP CAD. I told you not to trade GBP CAD. I told you to leave this pair. What happened? Oh, you entered before my stream. Don't enter before my stream. That should be a new rule. Yeah, so pretty chill move here on news, which indicates that we're already priced in, which is good to see that if we have a priced in move, we can expect not a heavy move here. So we retrace this move from the beginning of the day. If we respect these lows here where we're currently at, we can look to trade back up to the highs and potentially continue. If we break down below these lows, we need to wait for structure. So it could be a bit of a waiting game if we have to wait for structure here. Apart from that, that's the only thing we can do, to be honest, at the moment. If this candle here flips on the 15-minute and we close in 8 minutes and we have a 15-minute support, there might be a possibility for buys here, holding stops below this lows here to tap into these highs and retrace some of the news. But basically, that would be the plan here, right? All right, cheers. Catch you next time, man. Catch you. We're basically wrapping up the, yeah, we're wrapping up the stream now anyways. Just saying the final plan so people can go off and take those trades, right? So yeah, today is Wednesday, guys, and yeah, you know, we'll see if we have some opportunity here on Wednesday today. And basically, as I said, the plan is see if it respects this area and we can see some more upside to continue up and fill into this zone. If we break below here, we need to be patient, wait for supports to form in order to continue up. For sells today, for sells, I'm not personally selling just yet. Even this 4 hours close to breaking the low, but for sells, I need to see good structure in London open. You know, maybe closing back below 161, 135, you might see some sells, right? So with that being said, I'm pretty much going to end it there. Let me know if you take the trades. Send it to me in the group or just share it with the group and we'll see what happens today. I hope this was helpful and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care and trade sharp as always. Peace.